Hey, hey, ho, ho, everybody. It is live and we are here. And of course, the screen for the live is not taking the camera because, of course, that's how we roll here. Hi, how are you? We're live and I'm here and I'm back and I am, I had a New York trip. I really did. It was interesting. Great comedian Ron Falcone. Saw his act and really enjoyed it. I had a great time. Really enjoyed it. And there was some weird stuff that happened though. Oh my god, the weird stuff. And I'm not gonna go into the part um with the Ron part because I don't know that I can talk about that. But it got resolved, and that's all you need to know. Um, the weird stuff that happened was I am fat. Like I haven't been exercising honestly, and I learned that lesson while I was in New York City trying to go about 5 blocks. I was trying to go about 5 blocks in New York City in Manhattan, and I couldn't do it, man. It was like um, I used to be able to walk blocks and blocks when I lived in Vegas. I used to be able to walk blocks and blocks, and um, and I got fat. There's nothing else I could say about it except that oh my god, like, and it's not even like it got so bad that by the end of the night I ended up throwing up because I was so exhausted and overheated, and it wasn't hot. It was a nice spring day. It was nice, and I was so overheated and just so. I know you want to talk about Elon Musk, and Tom Reynolds will do that. Don't worry. We'll talk about Elon Musk. But just like, it was one of those, oh my God, you are fat. Where you realize that you have to start and take better care of yourself. Otherwise you're gonna stay fat. So I'm going to start walking the dog more and not using my back as an excuse and letting my father do it. And I decided what I'm going to do. We live near a park, a football field where the high school plays, and it's a park. And I decided what I'm going to do is I'm going to have my dad take me and the dog up to the park, and we're going to walk down at least from the park every other day. I figure maybe my fat ass will lose some weight by doing that. I can hope because oh my god, it would like I had a genuinely good time, but I learned that the city is not for me. Like New York City, I can't do New York. Me and New York City do not. Like I've tried. Like I went to school for about 6 months. I went to college in New York City, and I tried really hard to stay in school and college, and I tried really hard to like New York City, but I I couldn't do it. Like I love the architecture, I love the culture, I love the people, I love everything about New York City. But it's a layover for me. It's like, okay, we're going to the airport and then we're going to the next destination. Like I maybe it was the fact that I don't throw up very often, and the fact that I did scared the bejesus out of me. Um, that frightened me. Uh, but it was like I sit here, I do the podcast, I do the work that I'm trying to do to work on some platforms and subscription stuff, and I'm lazy, and I've never worked so hard walking around New York City, getting lost, literally going in a circle in Times Square, going in a circle, and getting so lost that I finally said to the person who I was with, I said, "You know what we're gonna do?" And I didn't even tell them. I said, uh, I said, what we're gonna do is we are going to basically forget about this. We're going to not do this anymore. We're not going to make it in time if we keep going in circles in New York City. So we're going to get a cab. I said in my head. And I hailed a cab. I love New York. I love New York for the simple fact that you can hail a cab. The simple fact that you can go in New York and just, hey, taxi. And they come right up to you and they're like, what do you want? Where are you going? The downside to New York and hailing a cab is, and hi first, uh, I don't even know what LGHDT is. So I don't, you'd have to elaborate. Never heard of it. So can't say that I do, can't say that I don't. If it's some conservative thing, the answer is no. Um, but anyway, back to the story. Um, LGBT. I'm first. I am non-binary. I'm seeing someone who's trans. So I damn well hope to God that I support the LGBTQ community. I hope to God that I do. Otherwise, something is very very wrong with me. But yes, I do. Now that I know what you're talking about, it always helps to know what the person is talking about, so you don't think we're in the loony bin. Um, so my fat ass got in a cab, and we went the 2.5 blocks from where we were lost to the whatchamacallit, the comedy store that we went to. Um, and let me tell you, I never will do that again. $10 because I tip. You got to tip, right? So it was $7 for the cab ride from point A to point B, and then it was another $3 for the tip because I do the math and I go a little high and I go, yeah, we're gonna go there, and $10 and out the window. There's your hot dog for New York or your pizza pie. There goes out the window, and we will get to Elon Musk. I promise we will. But then we got to the Romplicon thing and at the comedy store, and nice little place. But I am out of touch because I paid. They had a 2 drink minimum, 2 people. It ended up with tip $31.38 was the cost of what we were paying for. And I couldn't believe it. And I was talking to my dad about it when we got back, which was a whole nother adventure. I was talking to my dad about it, and he was like, "Yeah, and if you went to Yankee Stadium, it would have been $50." And I know I don't go out often. This is the first time post COVID, although Kamala Harris has COVID-19. And it is what it is. But she hasn't. And basically, where am I going with this? It was a good time, but expensive. Like everything. And New York is back, I'll tell you that much. And I think there was a stabbing in Times Square where we were near where we were at when we were lost in a circle. Which made things even more interesting. The show was great. Ron Falcone is a great comedian. He has the best talent supporting him. And I'm thrilled I went. I was hoping to see Tara Devlin as well, but we couldn't make that happen. But hopefully, maybe I'll go on her show sometime this week, or she'll come here. We'll see what happens. But unfortunately, the whole seeing Tara Devlin with Ron didn't happen the way I originally intended. So it was one of those goes so by so fast type of things that you don't even realize that like I didn't realize how fast everything was going. It was just one of those trips where I learned I'm never doing it again in that way. Like if I go to New York City again, I'm staying the day or taking the full day or taking the night and spending the night in New York City. I'm never again will I do the whole let's stay 4 hours in New York City and walk in circles again. But the reason I went for New York City to see Ron Falcone and Tara, half of that worked out. Ron Falcone's act. You want to see a comedian and see someone doing really well and who deserves a Netflix special or an HBO special. Ron Falcone is the guy. And I told him this after the show, and I was like, I thought to myself, Tom, you're coming off a little bit backhanded. And I was like, I even apologized to him today about it because I felt like I was like, no one needs to give a backhanded compliment, and it's like it comes off all wrong. That's what I felt like I did with Ron. I felt like I was telling him how great it was compared to the first show that I saw him in, and why I thought it was so great. And because there were a lot of laugh out loud moments when Ron was up on the stage, and all the comedians that shared the stage with him, a lot of laugh out loud moments. But I realized that he's a closer. Ron Falcone is not somebody who should go in front of somebody to open for them and be, hey, everybody go, and warm them up. No, Ron Falcone is a closer. This guy, because the way you gotta, some comedians are like this. You want to tell a story, and you want to bring it to fruition, and you can't do that on a clock. And I understand that they had limited time because of the room and everything, but that was all set. But it didn't feel that way. You see what I'm saying? Because when we were in the room, it rapid fire with, and you know that's when they're good. When you blink and you're like, oh, it's over? Really? And this is the second comedy show that I paid for when I've gone. And the first one was Roseanne. So that tells you all you need to know. It was pre-Donald Trump, though. By the way, it was Donald Trump was not. Yeah. This is before she went completely into the insane world of Roseanne Barr, and basically, it was the show. I think was perfect for him because it was timed right. You didn't feel rushed, and it was damn funny. And that's what you want when you go to a comedy store and you're paying the drinks and you're doing this, that, and the other thing. You want to forget that you're there. You want to have the full experience. You want to be entertained. And I hope I'm doing that for you today. If I'm not, oh well. This is Nosey Liberal. We're live. We'll be right back after this. Feel free to pop in. Or don't. Okay, we are back. We are live. We are here. We are queer. Great show. We talked about it. Great New York City trip. I spent 17 minutes on it. I think that's good, right? I was in New York City. I'm back. We're all good. I did throw up. We didn't talk about that. In the subway. I left my mark on New York. So that happened. But that was it. It was a great trip all around. And I hope next time I'll get to see Tara Devlin. when I go to New York, which was the original plan. But it doesn't always happen that way, does it? So, Elon Musk, he did some buying, didn't he? He did some. I have some money. I'm gonna do this purchase here. You see now, and we're gonna buy this thing. And the mega folks are loving it. Donald Trump is like, I got my own thing. I haven't checked recently, but I don't think he's what is it, truthed that much. Donald Trump hasn't. So I don't know how well that whole turd of a platform is doing for him, but it can't be doing that well considering everybody's saying, well, is Donald Trump going to come back on Twitter? I do like, I will say, before I get too into it, if the company's going private, so if they get rid of the advertisers or tone down the advertisers, which I don't see a lot of, but if they tone down the advertisers and bring in a subscription-based model, say for verification purposes and things of that nature, for Twitter, I could totally be down with that. Like I could pay $10 a month if I had it, to get verified and to be a human and not a robot, and prove myself to the Twitterers. I could, because that whole elusive blue check mark was always kind of hard to get for people, and when it shouldn't be, some people just got it, the blue check mark, and there you have it. And some people just, no, not so much. So I would be okay with, say, you contribute to, one of the right wing sites has this, Gab, and I know this because of the platform that I'm building. Gab has a setup where you pay a monthly fee, and presto changeo, you get access to their features and a verification. I'm okay with that model. Now they just rolled out ads, and the funny thing about when all this was happening, Gab sent out this notice to Elon Musk. Well, if you really want a platform that's already open and for the people and ready to go, excuse me, I'm ready to go. All you have to do is just choose Gab. I wish I had the email. It's a funny ass email. It's like it's like this begging email, and it's just so damn funny. It's like, we are so desperate. We need your money, Elon Musk. We'll do anything for your money. And they do pretty good with their fundraising for the right wingers. So there is that. So they do pretty good for their fundraisers. And donations. And they have advertisings, and they're doing all right. They've been hacked a couple of times, so it's accessible. But they're doing all right. And I wonder where Jim is. I'm surprised I haven't seen Jim. But I was gone. And it's been one of those, excuse me, got the hiccups. It's been one of those Twitter meltdown type of weeks. for me. And the story, which I really like from the Blaze, um, they get so hyperbolic. Um, Twitter employee told a New York Times reporter, "I feel like I'm going to throw up. I really don't want to work for a company that's owned by Elon Musk. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Oh my god, my phone's been blowing up." That employee continued. "I feel like this perpetual little boy, and he's doing this to troll. He doesn't know anything about our policies and what we do. His statement about our algorithm was fucking insane. We're just gonna let everyone run amok? Nobody knows." Um, I love it. I just love it. It's like you peel open the um curtain and you watch everybody, and they're all going batshit crazy. Now, this should be the reason people go batshit crazy. Like, a billionaire can just plunk down $45 billion or 44 billion or whatever it is, and go, "Here, final best offer." And they go, "Okay, we're going to take it," and walk away. I feel for the employees. I really do. But I find it funny the melodrama that is playing about and out about what's he gonna do? How's this gonna be? Elon Musk is this, Elon Musk is that. And the left and the right are going crazy. And I'm kind of in the middle with the whole thing. And I'm like, Elon Musk wants to make money. That's his bottom line. Whether it's the Tesla, whether it's Starlink, whether it's SpaceX, he wants to make a buck. An airline, I forget which, announced that Starlink satellite is going to be on all their Wi-Fi planes for Wi-Fi for the passengers. Can't remember which airline. My apologies. But I mean, it's like the whole, "Oh, he's going to start apartheid on Twitter," and everything going on with it. I'm going to take a break, but everything going on with it is batshit crazy. We'll be right back. So, I found it running this whole Elon Musk. Um, Musk is dishonest, clueless, and mentally ill. An employee said. Elon fanboys are brain dead, mouth heat breathing. Really? Um, this is like the level of discourse we're at. And the Blaze is basically, oh, look at this sideshow at Twitter. Like, look at how Elon Musk owns the libs. Look at how he owns the libs. Elon Musk doesn't give a crap about owning the libs. Elon Musk gives a crap about selling and buying. And he's proven that. He has $45 million or $1 billion that he can just throw down like you're throwing it in a crap stable. And yeah, I'm gonna buy this. It's mine now. I'm gonna buy it. It's that simple. And really, this is the sociopathy of how people are like freaking out over him. Either genuflecting, like the Fox Newses of the world, Tucker Carlson, or Newsmax or OANN, because they think he's some great god of freedom, come down from the billionaires' trust, or the fact that maybe can we sit back and instead of like enjoying the meltdown over at Twitter, that the Washington Post, the Daily Beast, the Blaze, the New York Times, all these papers of record seem to be enjoying so much. Can we go a little larger? like $45 billion to buy a social media platform. And this guy is able to do that. Do we not see the problem in that? The inherent problem in the fact that he pays less tax than you and me? In the grand scheme, Elon Musk pays less tax than you and me. And he can just, he's not contributing to infrastructure, healthcare, social well-being of people. He's not saying, I'm going to set up a trust for universal basic income for the disadvantaged. He's not doing any of that. He's saying, I have $45 billion with a B. And what I'm going to do today is I'm going to let you all get a blue check mark. Excuse me. I'm a little gassy. My apologies. Not good for radio or live YouTube videos. He is the problem with capitalism. This should be like red flag on the fleet field. The umpire, the referee, whatever you want to call it, calls it. This is the problem with capitalism. When one man can walk in and take out a company, and there you go. That's oligarchy in its finest pursuits, ladies and gentlemen. We talk about the Russian oligarchs and the European oligarchs. We got a fine American oligarch where apparently that is okay. I don't see many people, except maybe Bernie Sanders, because that's what he does, standing up and saying, slow down. Forget about right wing, left wing for a minute. And politics of what he's going to do for the tweet verse. Let's sit down and have a discussion about how it is that a guy is able to just scoop up a company and do as he wishes. I know I'm not supposed to point this out. The American dream is to be Elon Musk. The American dream is to be able to walk in with the swagger and go in and just plunk down all your money. Look, I want that too. On a smaller scale. I want that too. I want to be able to say, oh, I have this much money. That means I can get this. And it's not going to blow up my bank account because I went and got this. That's all I want with being able to do things. I want my debts paid to my family. And I have plenty. I want my child support for my daughter paid. And I want to be able to say, I have $20. What shall I do with it? Shall I get some weed? Shall I go for a ferry ride? What shall I do with this $20? Shall I go to the movies? That's all. I did not this gilded, uber rich like American dream that we have just made and built with the blood, sweat, and tears of union workers and nurses and doctors and teachers and government officials is mind-boggling to me. It doesn't make sense to me that people are okay with this. Like, I'm more okay with the QAnon conspiracy that Jack Kennedy's son, John Jr., is going to come back at Daily Plaza because that's what he does. I'm like more okay with that than I am with, oh, let's just accept that somebody with 45 billion with a B dollars can just walk in and say, I own this. And that's what we're supposed to look up to. That is supposed to be the model American image that we strive to, that Ronald Reagan described. Like, and I'm not down. Tom, you're downing money. Tom Reynolds is a nosy liberal is downing money. No, I'm not. Look, you want to go? I want to make money. Like I said, I want rich people. I don't want gilded rich people. I want them paying $45 billion in taxes. How about that? That could fund a lot of roads and bridges and internet to rural communities. $45 billion. Again, I don't see Elon Musk saying, I have this money today, and I know people are hurting because of the pandemic, and I know people are struggling in Ukraine, and I know shit's got real. And I'm Elon Musk, and I can't stand that shit's got real. So, 1,000 people, $100 a month, I'll throw you. Yeah, just think about it. It's like, in your daily life, with gas prices, with food prices, the inflation, the Biden inflation they talk about and blame Joe Biden for. Imagine what a trust from Elon Musk, a charitable trust, with a universal basic income attached to it for people who qualify. Wouldn't that be wonderful? Shouldn't we aspire to do that? To be charitable? When did being charitable become a crime? Like, my girlfriend, when we were in New York, this is why I love her. My girlfriend, when we were in New York, walked by a homeless guy and his dog. And she's broker than I am. And she took out the last of her change that she had in all of her pockets and her purse and everything else. She was like gathering it all up to give to him and gave the dog some love. Shouldn't we aspire to that? Shouldn't we aspire to somebody walking by a homeless person with a dog or without a dog and not just like brushing them out? And I admit, I brushed off the guy who was at the subway. And not because I'm Elon Musk, but because I had no change. And we had to get home. We all have our problems. Yes. But shouldn't we aspire, if we see that one person or we notice, we go over and be charitable, and we take a moment from our hectic bullshit and that next tweet and that next Facebook post? Shouldn't we maybe be like, you know, I really want to help you out. I don't have much, but this is what I have, and I want to give it to you. Because you're in a worse spot than I am. And I literally fell in love with my girlfriend again. Watching her do that. She stopped in the middle. We were in the middle of Times Square. She stopped, saw this guy. I was like, I can't. And she even was like, Tom, do you have any money? Knowing that I didn't have any money. She was even like, Tom, do you have any money? And I said, I'm sorry, hon, I don't. So, like I said, she went through her purse, she went through her wallet, she went through everything to scrounge up everything she had to give to this guy. And it tears me up a little bit thinking about it. Because she's been homeless before, so she knows what it's like. And seeing somebody have that kind of empathy when it's so easy just to, and I didn't even notice this guy, right? I'm the asshole in New York City. I did not notice this guy until she did. That's how laser focused I was on focus. We're going to Grand Central Station. Let's go. I want to get home. I've had enough. And here she is, being more charitable than I think Elon Musk ever would be. Ever would be. I don't see him setting up scholarship funds with his billions of dollars for underprivileged kids. I don't see him going into school districts and buying all the teachers the tools they need to teach for the rest of the year. That's what I that to me is so much better. It's so much more wonderful when we have someone who is willing to be giving and charitable and kind. Then let's look at the police article and say, oh well, this is what they're doing, and this is how they're doing it, and we got to follow right along the Primrose Path. And we got to deal with how they're moseying down the way. It really, it shouldn't be this way, right? Or it should be an I mean, especially when we say things like we're a Judeo-Christian country. Jesus was poor. Jesus wasn't hanging out at the billionaire's place. He was hanging out with the lepers. He was hanging out with the prostitutes. He was going down where the people were. I don't see Elon Musk going down where the people are. I don't see Elon Musk setting up a fund for the orphan children of Ukraine. Which, by the way, would be a great humanitarian thing to do. You have all that money lying around. But it comes back to Elon Musk is not harmful, not unsafe, as this article tries to portray him as through the ramblings of a Twitter employee. But he's a capitalist. So there's no care to do there's no want to do these things. There's no want to go out and feed the hungry, clothe the poor, take care of the sick. Because then we wouldn't be arguing about the blue check mark if you're a bot or not. And by the way, he could do all those things and still buy Twitter. He has the money. He's proven it. He's a real he's a real billionaire. He ain't like Donald Trump, the fake billionaire. So we know he has the money. So my question for Elon Musk is, everybody has this just nervous breakdown about Elon Musk is going to control Twitter, and Elon Musk is going to let all the fascists in, and Elon Musk is going to do this, that, and the other thing. Why aren't we telling Elon Musk do better? Like, you could have done so much better with your money, dude. You could have done so much better with your time, with your energy. You know, there's a thing on the internet where giving away debit cards to homeless people. Fund some of the debit cards. Just randomly fund them. Like I watched this thing about Bank of America. Bank of America back in the day when they started credit cards actually sent out activated credit cards to people. And by people I mean their clientele. They're Bank of America customers, and they were like, "Here, have a credit card," and they lost like $8 million at the time doing this. They only did it in a little group of people in Fresno or something, but they lost like $8 million. Imagine Elon Musk just being charitable and sending out activated debit cards with $300 on them. He would be a fucking American hero. He would be a goddamn American hero to the left and to the right. Because I'm sorry, charity plays well on both sides. Being charitable plays well on both sides. And that's why I'm trying real hard to get excited about this. But yeah, there's no there. I can't get excited about a guy who goes in and puts $45 billion on a crap table, and then all these people around him are freaking out. And it's like, what? Really? This is what we're freaking out about? Not the fact that he could have done so many other things with his money. And here we are, oligarchy staring us in the face. Flag on the field. Referee calls it. Here we are. If you want to talk about harmful and unsafe, let's talk about a fact that an oligarch can be this powerful and just fritter away money. Just $45 billion. Now, if they're right, maybe he will change it for the better. I don't know. I have private companies. I like private companies. I don't like the open market and the shareholders getting in the business and everything else. This is where I'm with Donald Trump and people who are capitalists. I like private companies, but I'll go one step further, where I like the ability to allow my employees, when I get them, to buy into the company and make money with me. Like, that model is supremely superior than the Elon Musk model. Oh, yeah, it's Twitter. I'm going to buy it, turn it private. I'll do what I want. Freedom. Freedom. And then you have all the pundits freaking out on both the left and the right. And there you go. There you have it. Like, I know that Capital, what, 3 people are going to watch this? Maybe 5. The meltdown of Elon Musk that is happening right now in the media is the wrong meltdown. The only person who I've seen so far get it right is Bernie Sanders. And probably Elizabeth Warren. Give her credit where credit is due. Or they call out the sheer audacity of the ability to just walk in, lay down a bunch of money, still not pay any tax, walk out with what you want. The audacity. It should be criminal, but instead it's revered. And again, we revere the wrong things in this country. And that's my thoughts on Elon Musk. Are you happy? Are you mad? Are you sad? I'm okay with it. We'll go in next hour. Ron DeSantis and drama. And the right wing is coming up with a credit card. Oh, wowza. They're going to do Trump credit? We'll see. We'll be right back.